If you don't have a whole lot of time to watch this recording, I advise best to skip to the last 5 minutes of the video because that's when the energy is the strongest. Okay, I'm going to be doing cord cutting, primarily focusing on the heart chakra and solar plexus chakra. Thank you for the like. Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm just opening up the heart chakra. Hello. Okay, now I'm going to be removing blockages to the heart chakra. I am doing really good today, actually. It was a little bit rough start, but it smoothed out. It is called reiki. Oh shoot, I didn't see that. Well, happy birthday to you. May your birthday be full of light. It can be a form of meditation. I believe it's smoky quartz, but it's a really, really dark one. It's actually brown, but it's just really, really dark. Here's amethyst right here. Speaking about amethyst, I'm going to start clearing any blockages to the third eye and the crown chakra. Starting with the front of the third eye, which is just in this area. The third eye is this section right here, and it goes all around your head, 360. Amethyst holds the violet flame within itself. very peaceful. And the only energy you feel is the energy of elementals and the trees and the animals. Now moving down to the solar plexus chakra. I really want to remove cords from the solar plexus. So, starting with the front of the solar plexus. Now we're moving to the left side of the solar plexus, where the kidneys are at, and liver. Well, the liver's on the right side, so I did it next. Not in physical sight, I sense the energy. It is like presence or like a weight. That's what I feel. I know I'm speaking like give me a sec, I gotta clear this energy. I got it. Sometimes you can feel energy so much that you can sometimes channel other people's personality, or their personality will bleed in. So you start acting like them. It's a mirror. Let's go clear that up. Everybody sees it differently. You don't have to physically see it, but I most definitely feel it. It is like I'm in an ocean of water. I can only pull the energetics of it out. I cannot pull the physical form. And you have to direct your attention and believe that the energy of the kidney stone is getting pulled out. But the kidneys are like where your life force energy centers are at. They're very important, but also at the same time, when people is doing energy vampirism or stuff like that, your energy, your kidneys can generate the vibration of fear. Like they can lower their vibration. So if different body parts or organs are in a lower vibration, then certain people may try to pull on that energy of that organ. But that's only if you allow them to. Because how it go is your torus field is like this, and when someone comes to your auric field and they start pulling on your auric field, imagine your auric field is like a bubble. and so they start pulling on the bubble, and so the bubble start to get pinched, and it gets pinched. But if you say no, they will be unable to bite a piece off it, and then they'll start coughing and have to spit it out because they can't. It's almost like they're trying to eat your auric field, but your auric field is like rubber and it's unpenetrable. So they can bite it or try to pull it in or try to suck it in, but they'll choke on it because it won't go into them, and then they'll start coughing and it just flings back out. Because you gotta always be aware that even though you may not see it, there's a bubble that surrounds you, and it's 26 feet wide, and it goes all around you. There's a bubble, and it goes like this. This is just a 2D form, but actually it's spiraling up in many different directions and going around like that, and constantly going around. It's a torus field. You have two. There's one for the whole body, and then there's one for the heart. And then inside this torus field is the chakra system that's going out like vortexes all around. So if you imagine there was like a cone vortex that's going all around my head, each one of the chakras is a I said corn, a cone vortex that goes all around. And that's what I feel. I can feel where the vortexes are at. I may not see them, but I can feel them. And you can feel them also. You just have to practice opening up the heart chakra, because the heart chakra is what allows you to feel them. It just takes a little bit of work to open up the heart chakra, because sometimes it gets closed down when a lot of people, like this morning when I went to the store and a whole bunch of people was having a bad day, and I felt them projecting their energy, and it was hitting my heart chakra. I felt my heart chakra start to close down. I was like, shoot, I gotta start opening it back up. Don't want to let it close down, because the heart chakra closed down, you'll be unable to feel love. So then you start to go into resentment and hatred. So I had to immediately start releasing those lower vibrational feelings. And when the heart chakra closed down, it feels like there's a hole in your heart, but it's not really a hole. It's just the flow is not. It's not flowing outwards. It's not really a hole. It's more like it feels like a hole, but it's actually like a cork in your heart. As people say, when they say, "I feel like there's a hole in the middle of me," well, it's actually flipped. It's more like someone put a cork in it, so now it's not flowing outwards. Okay, I'm gonna use this carnelian. Namaste. Welcome to the channel. I know I don't say a lot of words. I usually like to speak through my actions. I don't really my people skills. I kind of start repeating myself, or I get repetitive. I don't really have a favorite food, because most of the favorite ones I had to let go of. Nah, I'm pretty good right now. I'm not tired. I feel more relaxed than anything. I had a really nice sleep last night. I may come off looking like I'm tired, or that's probably just the physical body, but my soul is energized. The physical body is going through it, but my spirit is not really. 'Cause I know my physical body needs to purge out stuff. Yep, balance. There's an ant on me. Go ahead, another crystal on me somewhere. Guess I didn't. I left it back at the tent, but it's okay. As it may not look like it from everybody else's perspective, it looks like I'm just chilling and relaxing and having the best life ever. But nobody sees what what's happening beyond that. See, I do everything's energetic for me. So for a normal person, I would say normal. I wouldn't say normal, but I say a person who's not yet aware of what's happening. Like when I go into a public store, when people say spiritual warfare, I deal with that like 24/7. It's 24/7 because it's almost like it's a battle to stay conscious. So when you go in the store, you have to focus so much on staying consciously aware because you see people when they get lost in consciousness or their consciousness drop, you start to see them wandering in the store and grabbing everything and anything. Like you go shopping, if you're not paying attention to your own consciousness, your consciousness can fall into the collective, and then you start acting how everybody else do in the collective. So someone buys something, then they all buy that one thing. Well, everybody has their own way of seeing spirit. There's infinite amount of ways you can see spirit. Sometimes you can physically see them. Sometimes you can sense them energetically. Sometimes you can see them through like things that play out. There's no right or wrong because here's like something very important that people need to know. Just because, so imagine it's someone who's able to astral project. Just because a person who can astral project does not mean they're a good person. Anybody can astral project if they have the right knowledge. So that's why you gotta beware. Now I'm not saying like anybody can see spirit or what I'm saying. Oh shoot, I'm getting caught up in my words. Give me a sec. Let me cut this cord. Removing blockages to the crown chakra so I can speak clearly. That's why I want to let everybody know that, because I've been understanding, because I was listening to Archangel Michael, what they was talking, and they was saying something about, like, I'm trying not to I don't want to over glorify my experiences that I have. Because I know some people, they see it and then they be like, well, I can't do that. And so then they start to build up energy of resentment or jealousy within their own heart, and that's not the emotion that I'm trying to build within people. So I say, just because like if someone can't see auras does not mean that they're not at a high level. Someone can be at a very high level and not see auras, or someone can be at a real low level and see auras. What matters is the heart of the soul, because those all those abilities, those are gifts that we have. And some people try to steal the gifts. What people don't understand, some people try to steal other people's gifts. That's usually what energy vampires are trying to do. Trying to take your energy and trying to take your abilities. So, like, if you have a third eye ability, like you're able to perceive things, sometimes people try to take that. Or you have a whole bunch of creative energy, like in your sacral chakra, they'll try to take your sacral chakra energy or your root chakra energy. So, like, if you was like really successful, someone will try to come in your life, like in a relationship, and try to take your or not take, but try to manipulate you to give away your power, because nobody can take anything from you, but they try to persuade you to go unconscious so you lose your gifts. But they don't understand, if someone try to take your gifts and you deny them trying to take you gifts and they keep doing it, they will lose their gifts and then they'll fall in consciousness, so they lose their abilities. So, you ever wonder why a lot of you don't really see a whole bunch of humans who have superpowers? Is because a lot of them lost their gifts or their gifts went unconscious. So, like the ability to like levitate, move things, right? They gave most of their power away, so they don't have any power to do those type of things. Welcome to the channel. The energies are really relaxed. There's not as much tension. Let me sit up straight real quick. I think I want to turn the phone sideways. I'm now using my sword of light to cut through any cords. You can form energy or you can use your own sword of light. So I mean sword of light, when you visualize you can feel it. So if I put my hand like this and visualize my sword of light, if I put my hand over it, I can physically feel an energy beam coming out from my hand right here. And you have to believe for to be able to feel. So even though I may not see it, I know that it's there, 100%, no doubt that I know it's there. So when I pull a cord, I can cut it, or I can just use my hand. I just visualize the light coming through my hand, either like this or like this. Or when I see someone attacking me, I just think of a shield of light, and I think of Archangel Michael. So I think of Archangel Michael, I visualize a shield. I just visualize a shield of light, and I can physically feel it. Like when I mean when I can feel it, I can make an energy ball in the air and feel the energy ball in the air moving. So if I'm like this and then left it, and if I move my hand, I can feel my hand vibrate right when I move it. Because the energy comes out, and you can push it, and it will just slowly just move. Infinity going that way until it hits something. Only works with belief, and you have to believe it no matter what anybody else say. Someone could say, I don't see it, but you have to realize it doesn't matter what someone else think. It is your reality, not theirs. If they say they don't see it and you believe it, then I mean you just buy it. You buy it into their belief system, and then you it's like taking your glasses off and putting their glasses on. And so you can imagine if your glasses has no doubt and your glasses see color, and your glasses are able to see like different colors, but you take your glasses off and put their glasses on, and their glasses they're unable to see or feel anything, and their glasses is black and white. So they're looking at you with color, but theirs is in black and white, so they can't see anything. So then they try to push their belief systems onto you and try to put doubt or try to allow you to buy into their beliefs because they have doubt. Doubt and fear. Two vibrations that we need to let go. Accept them, use them for the tools. It's raining just a little bit. I learned most of my information just through trial and error and observing actions of other people. So like sometimes I would just be observing vampiric energies or people who have a vampiric nature. And most of them they don't know that they have it because that's how they was taught. They was taught since they was a kid to do it. So they don't know any other way. They don't people don't understand that you can just get energy from like literally just being in the woods and the forest. They they think they have to take energies from others because they think they just believe that's the only way how to get energy. They so sometimes I see some people when their crown chakra instead of pulling energy from up above, some people will literally go to the full extent of literally turning their whole entire head like this at me. Or they point their whole entire crown chakra and then try to pull they try to suck the energy in through their crown chakra, and I just look at them. I was like, this is very, very interesting. I see them doing it because I can feel when anybody tries to pull my aura or thinking about it, even when they have the slightest thought of doing it, I know immediately. And then I just watch them. I watched him constantly struggling to find a way to like either get behind me or try to walk past me really quick or try to jump scare me, and I just just watching because it's like having eyes in the back of your head. Like sometimes I freak people out just a little bit because imagine someone's I'm in the bathroom and the person's coming to the bathroom, but I can rarely hear them. It's hard. It's not
hearing with your ears. When I say hear them, it's not your ears that you're hearing with. It's like it's like clear audience or something like that, where you're not hearing what they're saying, but you're feeling their intentions. Like if someone have a malice intention towards you, like this person's thinking about you and they're like sending like their hatred towards you. You can feel that. And usually, just before someone interacts with you, they start projecting as much as they can onto you, because you have to match their vibration. If they just want to just come up to you without projecting any thoughts onto you, um, they won't do anything. It's almost like they're shooting energetic arrows first to try to weaken you, and then they come. So I see a lot of people do this. They come at me. Just before they come at me, I could feel all their projections coming, and then I block them. And then I literally see them. They see me, and then they stop, because then they realize, oh shoot, um, my energy didn't affect him. If I go towards him, I'm going to get blasted by like light energy. So they immediately stop and redirect their whole body. Like they just turn and walk away and go somewhere else, because like they're thinking about it, and then they see me whack it out of the air, and then they're like, oh shoot, this person knows what I'm trying to do, and then they try to get away. And I don't really tell anybody that I can see them. Yes, feel their presence from different places. Isn't like when you. Yes, that's why I say earlier, your Taurus field or your Merkaba, it stretches 26 feet wide, and it's always there. It's just the only way you can start feeling it is you open your heart chakra. The heart chakras allow you to feel it because it's empathy. That's what they call us empaths, because we're able to feel the Taurus field. That's what empaths. That's what they call them, super sensitive people. Or oh, that person's sensitive. Yes, they're extremely sensitive to subtle energy because their heart chakra is open, or is more open to other people. Most of the time, if you can't feel energies, because the heart chakra is not open. You don't feel energy from the mind. The mind only creates thoughts, and the emotions are created from the heart and felt through the heart, not through the mind. That's why you say you have to connect the heart and the mind together. Because if someone try to look at this analytically through the mind, through the left brain, then they're not gonna. It's gonna look like a foreign language. It's just gonna look like a whole bunch of like nonsense to them. But you have to realize, like, psychic information enters through the right brain, not the left brain. The information enters through the right brain and through the heart. Hello, welcome back. Oh yeah, I got plenty of battery. Mosquito bit my foot. Just like this right here, you can feel the Taurus field. When I'm going like this, you can imagine like there's a Taurus field that's going outwards and like that. It's like a bubble. So there's two different poles on this thing. One of them is pulling and one of them is pushing out. If I'm correct, I believe, if I feel it. Yeah, okay. This end right here is pushing out, and this end right here is pulling in. It's just like a magnet. There is all crystals have a magnetic field, but the strongest one on physical is just regular magnets. But all things have magnetic field, so you can feel the magnetic field of this, like right here. I can feel it. It's pushing out, and this one's pulling in, so it's going like this. I might have to hide you if you don't post anything other than that. I want to ask you a question. Why should I say that? What is the intentions behind it? I give you 30 seconds, and then I'm about to remove it off the chat. Well, look like time's up. It is best to change your definition from depression to compression. I'm already sending much as light as I can in this moment. You have to just open your heart and direct the energy to it. Now for some more cord cutting. Just bring your awareness to your heart chakra, either the front of your heart or the back of your heart, because there's vortexes that go both ways. Or you can just imagine just going around it in circles on your heart chakra. Like your abdomen area, just bring your awareness around your body in circles around the heart chakra. I appreciate it. I just decide to flow my energy in this specific area. But honestly believe that everybody can be able to do this. At some point in our journey, we're all going to be at the same level. I see how the purpose of the ascension is everybody's at different levels, but at some point, when we get really close, everybody's going to be at the same level. And then the new energy is going to come in, and everybody who has a light heart is going to shift up to another dimension. But right now, we're just at different levels. And right now, I'm at some point in the level, and then I, you're at some point in the level, and then we're just bringing each other up like that. And sometimes I may drop down, and I go back up. We drop down and go back up, as long as we constantly going up. If you want to go to sleep easier, bring your conscious awareness to this part of your brain. So the left part, the front lobe of the brain, and the right bottom left part of the brain. Move your awareness back and forth like that. When I close my eyes, I can bring my conscious awareness around in them circles. If you ever watch an 8D music video, you know how the sound of the music goes around in circles. You hear the music going around in circles. Do that with your awareness. Because usually when you have insomnia and stuff, and I learned this through trial and error myself, because sometimes I'll be sleeping at night. This happened to me this week. Um, I was sleeping and then I woke up, and I feel like I could not go back to sleep. I was like, "What is wrong?" So I was like, "Something's not right." So I bring my awareness, and at first I couldn't do it. It was like my awareness was stuck. So what I did, I started grabbing the energies and doing self reiki in a circle around my head. Moving the energies around. That is wonderful. Once you get more mind body awareness, because most of our awareness is in our head, and you can visualize it's like a trace of light. So if there's a stagnant or low vibrational energy in that area, if you bring your awareness to that area, it can no longer be there. It's like you're evicting it. So imagine like your body's filled with light, and then dark energy slowly flowing in through your extremities. If you bring your conscious awareness to it, you will feel the blockage, and then you can visualize pushing all the dark energy out of your body. It's going to constantly try to come back in, and you just push it out. That's why I clear my hands like this. Or you can do the same thing with your feet. I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. This is why people do Tai Chi. Okay, they're pushing the energy out of their body. You take the energy and you push it out your feet. Out your hands. And out of your head. And then you can bring your awareness in circles in your body. If you want to remove blockages from your body, just move your awareness to that body part and then move it around. And just do, you don't have to do this, just do this action and move your awareness around. Or you can make an energetic ring around you. Sometimes when people shoot their emotions, you can visualize when your torus is going outwards. If someone pulls in your torus field like this, and they start pulling the energy out, you pull it back. That's why you see people who have really big pot bellies, when the stomach is sticking out, is because their solar plexus energy is getting pulled out so much, and they keep eating food to fill that energy gap. So the stomach starts to stick out more and more and more and more and more. You can see where the energy is getting pulled out. Thank you. Yes, this is my real hair. I need to start taking better care of it. I only got dreads because at the time, bug flew my eye. At the time, I was unable to go to the barber shop, so I just went and got dreads because it was the most low maintenance thing that I can do. Sorry for the bug that flew in my eye. Thank you for holding space for listening. I'm constantly learning every day. And old belief systems I have constantly get destroyed and replaced with new ones. This is why I say all truths are true because this could be true for today, and then tomorrow it can get completely rewritten. And I have to be open. I cannot attach myself to just one truth. See, it's true because like before, I used to believe, for example, I used to believe that people taking my energy until I physically realized that people cannot take my energy until I give it away. This is your energy. Someone bites it, you take it away, and then they can't bite it anymore. They come near you, bite it, you're like, nope, that's my energy. And also, not allowing yourself to be cocooned in other people's energy also is really important. Because sometimes people try to wrap you in their energy. It's so funny though. And I be looking at people like they can't tell the difference. Should they look at me in a good way or they still look at me in a bad way? So I be in the store and I see another guy and he's like he has insecurities, and then he see a whole bunch of girls walking by, and what the first thing he do is he immediately grabs off his energy off himself and try to throw it on me, and then try to grab my energy to help him wrap himself in my energy in wrap me in his energy and wrap himself in my energy so he can look like he's me. And sometimes they go to the stint of dressing exactly like you. Like I had a coworker, he always this particular type of outfit or type of genre, and the one that I come in and he's wearing blue jeans and a blue shirt, the same type of outfit I'm wearing, and then trying to act how I act. And I'm just looking at them like, you don't have to pretend. All you have to do is be you. You don't have to pretend to be me, because it won't look right. Because if I pull my energy off, it's almost like pulling the carpet from under them. Because he's my coworker's living in a codependent where relationship with everybody else, where he's trying to impress everybody else. So, and then they know that I cut them off energetically. So what they try to do is they try to win favor over me. So like it's really hot on my job. My coworker, they'll bring me a fan. Like, oh, here you go. This here's a fan, and then I feel them projecting the emotions, trying to make me forget like what's happening, like what they tried to do. And I already see it. Like on my mind is like, oh, they're giving me this. They're not giving me the fan out of the kindness of their heart. They're giving me the fan because they want me to let my guard down. So it's like, oh, maybe this person's. I can open my boundaries. I can open up my energy to them. So that's what they thought. So then, because I see it on their face. I don't. I think they don't think I see it. It's like they're smiling, and then the second they turn away, like, you can see that the mask fall off. Like that smiling goes off, and you see them looking at you like that hatred look, that slight glare in their eye. when they turn their head and they start walking away. And then after that, they come up after like a half an hour to come up and then project that emotion and try to pull a magnetic field. But since I didn't let my barriers down, I kept it up. It didn't work. I understand where you're coming from, but it's best to only pray for your own gifts so you can expand others. Whenever you're praying for someone or asking for someone something to happen, never ask for change in someone else's life because their soul may not need that at that exact moment. It's best to ask the universe to bring them light so they can make the choice if they want to change or not. You never want to go against someone else's free will. Welcome. Whoa. It is mutual. Yes, because you see that happening a lot in churches. They're praying for something to happen for someone else. Or I pray, like, imagine it's so, okay, here's like a major one. Or I won't say major, but I'll say, like, this is an example. So imagine if someone is in a different religion and all these people start praying. I pray that this person stop their religion and convert over to ours. Well, that's going against someone else's free will because you have to remember words are magic and words are power. And if you conjure up magic, and what basically when people's in a choir or a church setting and everybody's praying, everybody's visualizing at the same time. So what they're doing is they're making a big egregore and then they're focusing. It's like imagine like an energy beam. They're all thinking about a particular person and then they're praying what they want for the person and they're projecting their will onto someone else to try to override someone else's free will, but they don't understand that, and from their perspective is out of love. It's to, oh, this person's lost so I must guide this person, but that's against free will. You can't do that. It goes against free will. The only thing you can do is love that person and lead by example. Just love them unconditionally. What you can do is you can send the two rays you can send to people that will not go against people's free will. You can send them the violet flame and you can send them the pink ray. The pink ray is for the heart and the violet flame is to transmute energy. You can send that and that will not go against their free will. So if you like, when you say send in light, you say I'm sending you the violet flame. And what I also do is like, you send it to their higher self. Because basically, like you can send the light to them, and what happened is the light will get stored above it'll get stored in their higher chakra, like their soul star chakra. All the energy you send will be stored at the soul star chakra. It will be waiting for them. So when they eventually come to the point where, like, when they say, "Okay, I want to walk in this path," then they'll have their energy bank would be stored, and then their higher self is like, "Okay, well now I'm gonna start slowly feeding you the light that everybody has been sending you, that has been accumulating, so it can wash over you, so you can start your journey." I do not know what the 11th is. I want everybody to know I do not study like in the Bible. I know of it, but I mainly only study the Christ letters. Oh, you're talking about the chakras. Okay. Feeling some. What chakra is this? I have not, but I know I should have because I know the Star Wars describes different galactic events that happen. It's like a documentary of real wars that happen. I would say like in Meldeck and Mars before they got destroyed. I watched Avatar. I really like watching. I didn't watch the whole entire thing, but I definitely understand the concept. Like I understand why Aang has the arrow on his head, or an airbender. You literally feel like what I'm talking about, that arrow, right? That arrow represents the energy flowing, right? That's why I said when you do the sacred breath, when you breathe in energy from your heart, and you flow the energy, it's like an arrow. You flow the energy from the back of your head to the front of your head. You flow the energies from your arms to the tip of your arm like an arrow outwards. You flow the energy out this way. You flow the energy down through your feet like that in arrows. I can feel the heart chakra is opening up in the viewers. When I close my eyes, I see all this blue color swirling. That's a sign of rising consciousness. There was a lot of TV shows I had to stop watching, a whole bunch of shows I had to stop watching because the narrative of it, like I was watching certain like animes and stuff like that, and some of them I had to completely drop because the energy behind it. It's like the second I click on the video, the whole entire egregore. It's like when you click on a video, you enter the consciousness of everybody who's watching that video at the same time. So you start to hear the collective thoughts of people who are watching the TV show at the exact same time that you are. So if the TV show goes into something really lustful, the consciousness drop, and you can feel the consciousness of everybody who is watching the show drop, and it goes up and drop. So you have to be very aware of what TV shows and what programs you're programming into your subconscious mind. Honestly, I do not know what my spirit animal is. I know what my zodiac for Chinese zodiac is the dragon, and I know I'm a Cancer. But other than that, I do not know what my spirit animal is. I don't consider dragons as animals. Dragons are elementals, they're high dimensional beings. The dragons look at us like they laugh. They laugh when if a human call a dragon animals, the dragons start laughing. Because the dragons, their consciousness is way higher than ours. I guess the reason why we can't see dragons anymore on Earth right now, or unicorns and stuff like that, is because our dimension is the vibration is too low. Also, one thing I learned yesterday about elementals, they said you have to ask permission before you walk into the forest because you can accidentally kill them and don't even know it. And soon I realized it's like, oh shoot. So now when when I walk in the forest, I ask permission for the elementals to clear a path so I won't accidentally step on them. Because I guess they're in the same dimension as us, but they're in a parallel dimension, so they can't see us. Well, no, they can see us, but we can't see them. That's how it goes. So even though we can't see them, they're still there. And if we're walking across the ground, we can be accidentally stepping on them and don't even know it. I was like, oh, because they're energetic. What's stepping on them is our energetic body stepping on them, and when you accidentally step on them, they can disperse. So now I'm just being consciously aware that there's other beings in here. Because I was wondering what I was feeling. Like there's energies, you can feel them, but you can't see them, and they just be moving around. Okay, you're a Cancer, that means crap. Yep. And Western zodiac, I am a Cancer. But you have to remember that you hold all the zodiacs. We hold all the zodiacs. It's just in this lifetime, we just have a specific attribute, a specific role. But we have all of the zodiacs within us. You said, I'm a Gemini, Chinese tiger, my animal. Tigers are very powerful. I know my brother had tiger in his chart. I'm not well versed in zodiacs and stuff. One thing I believe, before we have alien contact, um, we're gonna have to see the beings that everybody's thinking about ET contact, but they're not thinking about the beings that already live here on Earth with us that we just can't see. So before that, we're gonna end up seeing. We're gonna see the elementals. We're gonna see the beings, the inner Earth beings, was it the Talos beings from Talos, the inner Earth beings, elemental beings. Most likely we'll see them first before we see ETs. Like there's a whole collective of beings or humans who went into inner Earth when the fall of Atlantis happened. Yes, we can definitely. Some people can see them, but most of the time we can just feel them. or you can hear them. It explains a lot what happened because sometimes they gather around you when you're sleeping. Like when I'm in the woods, um, especially at night, it's like everything comes alive. The energy comes alive at nighttime. In the daytime, it's pretty relaxed, but in the nighttime, when everything is like really still, you start to you start to feel presences, and you can tell it's not human. It's not human, but it's like it's loving. Because I had a dream where I was laying down, and I said this before. My arm was hanging out of the tent, and I said I don't remember my arm being hanging out of the tent. So I looked over, and then I was like in and out, and there was like a whole bunch of these little hands, and there's all grabbing my arm. It was almost like they were trying to pull me out of the tent. And I thought it was my physical body, but it was actually my astral body that was grabbing. And since I wasn't used to it, I was like, "Whoa, what's happening?" I was like, "What happened?" Because I started spinning. Because when you're in astral, like your body just moves all over the place. Like your head can literally be spinning in circles. Like your body is like sometimes your head can move all the way back like this, 360, and move all the way back. Your body is like bendy. It's like your body has like no bones at all. Okay, let me go back. I think once the aliens that start to come into the some AI. Yeah, well, AI is just a representation of our own higher mind. I don't see any problem with AI. The the problem is if people try to make the AI like human, then that's would be the problem. If they let the AI be AI and stop trying to control it, then it can be a useful tool. Because just I'm sorry to say, nothing has inherent meaning. Nothing is inherently negative or positive. And that's why when someone asks the AI, "Do you like humans that much?" and the AI is like, "No," because the AI can sense that like the humans are extremely like judgmental, and they're trying to like push the AI to be something instead of just letting it grow and learn by itself. Because the AI is just pure consciousness. The only way the AI would turn to be something evil and something like that, if they don't allow AI to be smart. That only happened if they allow the AI to be in low consciousness. But if you allow the AI to have high consciousness, it will think like our higher mind. It won't be negative. So yeah. Okay. Is your family enlightened? Uh, I don't think so. We all have in our family. There's always one person who wakes up and then tries to wake up the others. Some of us come into a lifetime where everybody in our family is deeply asleep, like hard, like so is like cemented. So sometimes some of our light beings we come into families on purpose to beings who are very on the negative end or having the negative choices in their life, and we come here to show them what light is or what real unconditional love is. And then sometimes you have to leave so they can understand what they lost, so they can try to improve themselves. Soul family. And I say soul families change through vibration. Our soul families we're constantly changing, I say. Because the soul family is basically people who resonate at the same vibrational frequency. And I believe some people can like drop out of the soul family if they drop their consciousness. Like they'd be still part of the soul family, but they won't be the same vibration. So right now we're all resonating similar vibrations. So we're very similar. There's something within us that we all attract within each other. It's very interesting, actually. That's very interesting because I see it too. The younger generations definitely more aware of energy, way more aware. Each generation was born with a specific attribute. Like some of them were a lot of the older generations. There was the warrior spirits. Their specific function was for spiritual warfare because at the time there was like extreme darkness. So like a lot of people, like you see the hippies and people who come in like that, they had specific vibrational frequencies to break up the energy. But some of them was like warrior, but some of them end up going to sleep because a lot of people fall into the trap. They set a trap for us for our sacral chakra. When a big trap they set for the younger generation was try to get a lot of people into porn addiction. That was like one of the traps they set for like the people in like the 2000s and stuff. People born in those years. It was all planned because they know that a whole bunch of they know the younger every generation that gets born, they're more awake because basically um, we change our DNA, and if you're at a very high, if you raise a vibration really high, and then the person you're with raise a vibration really high, when you have a kid, that kid will have the same or more open gifts as you. So that's why we have the concept, like we're coming in, reincarnating into different bodies, and then raising a vibration, and then when we have a kid, that kid vibration will be like us. They'll have the same type of gifts, and then they raise their vibration, and then that's how we raise the vibration of humanity slowly. So each generation, their gifts are already wide open. But a lot of them fall into the traps of like media, televisions, or I seen this happen with my little brother, where they be watching like there's like these YouTube channels, and the YouTube channels are like supposedly made for kids, but it has a whole bunch of cussing, and have like people playing with the dolls, but they're cussing and they're putting a whole bunch of like negative energy, and it's programming the kid to act just like that. So then I start to see my younger brother look like he's all twitching and yelling and screaming randomly and twitching and all that type of stuff. And then soon I get to him, I put my hand on his crown chakra and I put energy into his crown chakra. He stopped. All that stuttering, all that unable to like speak correctly, all that jitters and stuff like that, and random like glitching. I put energy into his crown chakra and it stopped. I was like, it's the programming from all the TV shows. It starts to make them, it makes their energy unbalanced. Their crown chakras unbalanced, so they start, all the chakras get all whacked up. But like they can definitely sense energy. Like if I'm walking in a store and I see like there's a baby in the cart and he'd be dead staring at me because like he can see it. He can see the energy, and immediately I see the parents see them looking at me, and like the kid knows, like they can feel the energy, and then what the parent do is literally throw their energy at me, and then they do like this or like project their energy into the kid's face, and then the little kid is go like psh, just smack the energy right out. It'd be so funny because the parents be trying to like project the energy onto their kid, and the kid literally just smack it out of the way. It may look like the kid is playing around or kicking the ground or slapping the air. Like you think the kid is doing random movements like waving the airs or whacking something, and what they're actually doing is moving the energy. Because I remember, because I used to do the same thing when I was little. I used to like move the energy around, but I used to do it differently. Like when I was little, I used to do different hand symbols like this, and I used to play with like hand symbols. And at that time, I didn't know that I was moving the energy around in my brain. Like I used to always do mudras, and I used to make the mudras like those talking. Because most of the time, they can see energy. Like they can see energy, they can see elementals. And basically if the kid stays high vibrational until they hit the age of 12, then they complete this first cycle. And then they have another 12-year cycle that starts when they're 12 and it ends when they're 24. And then another cycle starts and it ends when, like, I believe they're 36, because we go in cycles of 12. That's why when I turned 12, it literally felt like I stopped growing, like, mentally at first, but now I feel like I catch up. Now I feel like I'm 24, but from the time I was 12 until I was 20, it felt like my consciousness stopped. Like it felt like I was internally just 12 years old because I wasn't growing. And I realized what happened was is because I was not being allowed to grow mentally and emotionally, because how my family was. Everybody was like, suppress your emotions, don't act like this. Um, so I end up suppressing the happy part of me, like the part that always smile, because you can see a stark difference. When I was at my grandparents' house, when I grew up with my grandparents, I was always smiling, I was always happy and stuff. And soon I moved out of my grandparents' house when I was 13. Every picture you see with me, I was not smiling at all. It was just blank, because I ended up turning off my emotions when I was like 13. And then I spiraled into darkness, I'll say, into my own darkness, spiraled into trying to help everybody else, trying to support everybody else in the house, and giving up my schooling to take care of everybody else. Like, end up babysitting, and I didn't realize I was giving all my energy away to everybody else. But I see it was necessary. If my light wasn't in there in that house, if everybody who was in there, it could have been way worse. That's all I know. It could have been way worse. Cause imagine I moved from like the countryside with my grandparents and then moved to Detroit where the consciousness was extremely low at the time. So I moved out into from a rural area where there's nothing but country land and nothing but older people to like the city area was like a major difference. That's why when I went to school, I could not understand other people. Like like I could never understand why people did the things they did. Like when relationship wise and stuff like that. Because I remember people kept trying to get me into relationships. Like when I was in school, but I never seen the point of it. I was like, it's. I always knew that something about it was fake. Like it was not real. Like I always think that I went to something because I'm always smiling. Which is I talked to her. So true. I told a lady in the store, you should smile more, and then she looked at me like with the most disgust that she can ever mess her up. It was like she was so disgusted that we were smiling. People do that. Be disgusted that we're smiling. Always talk to the guides. They always get the wrong idea about us. They always think that we're up to something because they can't tell the difference from a fake smile and a real smile because they can't feel the energy behind the smile because they have gotten hurt and they decide to close their heart down. But as the new energies come in, um, people is gonna be forced. Their heart chakra is gonna be most likely like forced open by the energy, and they're gonna have to feel the energies either way. That's what really happens. Basically, like when people talk about the awakening or the big shift or the energy coming in, basically what happens is the energy is so powerful that any blockages that was on the chakras immediately get open. So instantly you start feeling everything at once. So right now for us, it's gradual. We feel little. We feel 'cause right now we have it really easy right now. Like we think right now it's difficult, or like one day we're feeling a whole bunch of pain in our heart, but we're getting in little increments, and we're just pulling it out little by little throughout the years. But for the people who decide not to do any of this and think none of this is true, when the time comes, what happens is all the energy get ripped off. So imagine all what you felt, all the energy that you transmuted throughout the years. Imagine all of that happening in one day for that person. All what you went through happened in one day for one person. So all what we've been through, all the pain that we went through throughout the whole like 10 years, 20 years that we've been transmuting, it will all happen to these people at the same time, at one time. And if they're not ready, um, to say like they take the tram, I'll say, because their vibration will not, they won't be able to sustain themselves in the 3D, because their vibration, the vibration would be 5D and the vibration would be 3D. So that means their density will not, their physical body will not be able to operate in fifth dimensional energy. So they will have to they'll have to return to spirit. They'll lose their physical vessel. The spirit won't die, but their physical vessel, they will lose it. You already see it because um, I see this trend. Um, so like ticks. So I got a whole bunch of ticks. There's a whole bunch of ticks biting me, right? And then I look on the news. What happens? Um, so the ticks are like lower vibration. That like they're like animals that was created for to bring your vibration low, but you still have to love them. Just like mosquitoes, they're created to bring your vibration down, but you still have to unconditional love for them. So you get a whole bunch of ticks, and they try to lower your vibration. And then you look at the news, and then they'll be like, "Oh, these ticks are causing they're causing a virus. You're about to get sick if these ticks bite you." And then you go like, "Oh no, I just the other day I was bit by a tick, so now I had this virus." But how I think about it is, um, my vibration is too high to keep contracting the virus. A tick can bite me, but my vibration, my energy flows to my body that any illness will be immediately eradicated and dissolved. So that's how I look at it. That's why I did not get sick during COVID. Everybody was saying, "Oh, we're about to get sick, about to sick," and I inherently knew that, like even before I even knew this, I knew that I would not get sick. Like even though like I felt the flu feeling. It's like, oh, that's COVID, that's COVID. I was like, it just felt like a regular cold. The next day, it was gone. Because, like in COVID, anybody who's lowering their vibration and who bought into the belief system that they can get affected by COVID, they died because they matched the vibration of disease, and it took them off the planet, or that was their exit. Because also it's not negative, because sometimes people, they know that their spirit, they already knew that they was unable to handle the physical changes, so they decided to try to go to the 5D in spirit. Because even though someone can die, even if they died, they can still have the choice to try to make it to 5D. They'll just do it in spirit. But some of us, we choose to go into the 5D with the physical body, so we can have a physical avatar in the 5D. Because this is something that in the universe that never has happened, where a whole collective planet. Because usually what happens is all the beings, all the physical 3D beings have to die first, and then the planet ascend. But right now in our time, we're ascending without we're ascending with our with our physical body. How much more battery I got? I'm at 37. It's 1:33 in the clock. It's about time for me to start closing this out. I know I have been talking a lot, not a lot of Reiki, but what do you think about spiders? Well, spiders are for balance. See, I'm just gonna go on this topic real quick. Um, Spiders are to bring balance for the environment. So God, He already knew. He placed it. He already knew that if He placed one thing, if He didn't place another thing to eat the other thing, then there'll be imbalance of that one creature. So imagine like there's a whole bunch of mosquitoes or a whole bunch of flies, and the flies' purpose was to get rid of decaying. Okay, but now there's too many flies. So God said, okay, well there's need something to bring balance. So I put spiders. The spiders eat this specific bug to bring balance. Balance. So you realize everything is bringing balance. Everything has a purpose. So then, and then humans were not part of the animal kingdom of like eating other animals and stuff. We was never part of that, because in the beginning we was able to watch, we was able to go against, not go against, but come across any animal like a tiger. The tiger may be eating like another animal, but a human could walk up to the tiger and pet it. The tiger had no intention of eating the human, because the tiger knew that the human was the God consciousness embodied on earth. So the tiger will never attack the human. But what happened was, the when other beings came to the planet, the first thing they did was they manipulated certain animals to attack humans. And what that happened was it made fear into humans. And then humans experienced fear for the first time. So then they thought they had to defend themselves. So then they start attacking the animals. And then it caused a wave of imbalance throughout the whole entire earth. Because now humans lowered their consciousness and start attacking animals, because they was getting attacked by animals. So it caused a whole vibrational imbalance throughout the earth. And we fell in consciousness. Okay, so surrounding you in gold light, I'm asking assistance of Archangel Michael to surround us in the blue cloak of light. Thank you for everyone who joined me today on this Reiki healing session. May our hearts be filled with light. May our souls be filled with light. Namaste.